Here's my top 10 list of the most absurd new normals that we had to put up with during the pandemic, and possibly for decades to come if people don't smarten up. Now that the mainstream media, experts, and even SNL are starting to question it, I think this is the perfect time for a top 10 list. Number 10, mask littering and confusion. Somehow the media brainwashed environmentalists into ignoring the environmental cost of all the disposable masking. Reports in 2021 said up to 1.6 billion disposable masks enter the ocean in 2020. And if that weren't counterproductive enough, you had first Fauci telling you in the heart of the pandemic not to wear a mask because it doesn't matter. And then you actually got in trouble and censored for posting that video of Fauci because then he and the other experts decided that you should in fact wear a mask. And then years later, they told us that those masks weren't ideal and we should wear N95. I could go on all day about this, but you get it. Number 10, mask confusion and littering. Number 9, destroying small businesses. While the wealthiest people got wealthier, average people didn't. Hundreds of thousands of restaurants, probably millions of small businesses suffered because of this. But don't worry folks, we're all in this together, except people like Bezos, Musk, Gates, Target, Amazon, etc. They just get to benefit from it while you suffer. That was dumb. Hopefully everybody realizes it now. Number 8, masking alone. Now, I don't know what the experts are saying right now since they go from here to here and they flip-flop more than a fish on a trampoline, but I find it bizarre seeing pictures of Joe Biden masking alone, looking like a confused dog-goldfish hybrid that doesn't know if he's looking for a dog park or the ocean. People still driving alone in their car with a mask. Somebody get Dr. Birx. First of all, make sure her scarf isn't too tight around her neck. I'm starting to worry about her. Secondly, ask what her opinion of masking alone is. Mine is, you look ridiculous, and I'm not quite sure what you're going for. Number 7, workers and children wearing masks but not patrons. Whether it be this Democrat or this Democrat or these Democrats or this Democrat, I never fully understand the science of serfdom where elites, millionaires, and people rich enough to pay for a sports ticket or a Met Gala ticket, they get to breathe freely, but if you're a worker at the event, mask up. You're a kid, mask up. Not really sure the science on that one, but talk to your local psychopath. I mean trusted news source at the CDC for more guidelines. Don't listen to me in my top 10. They're the real experts. Number 6, unvaccinated psychosis and discrimination. Where to start, where to start, where to start? We're gonna test only unvaccinated people even though we've now admitted that vaccinated people can catch and spread the virus. So why would you only test the unvaccinated? Masking for only the unvaccinated. They tried that in California for a while. Recently, they finally got off it, conveniently with the Ukraine-Russia narrative, so nobody even realized. Why would you only mask the unvaccinated if vaccinated people can get and spread the virus? How many celebrities and athletes, triple vaccinated, caught the virus, got sick, and told us, yeah, I could get and spread the virus, but thank goodness I had my booster. Kicking out nurses who were unvaccinated and allowing vaccinated workers who tested positive for COVID-19 to work over someone who tested negative that didn't get the Pfizer or Moderna injection.
The medical mandate for the nurses and the doctors, this is what they're trying to do is absolutely insane. In other states, they have fired nurses for not having vax, even though most of them have natural immunity. So they fire them. But now they're shorthanded, so what are they doing? They are bringing back on the job vaccinated nurses who are currently COVID positive. So if you're unvaccinated, naturally immune, and uninfected, they fire you. But if you're COVID positive and...
I'm not sure how this isn't number 1, but that means we got a lot of good ones coming up. Number 5, the one that I won't shut up about, closing gyms and outdoor sports for in some cases an entire year, which led to childhood obesity, all in the name of health. High fructose corn syrup commercials? Sure. Alcohol commercials? Sure. I mean, ignore the death toll on alcohol, but sure. Pharmaceutical commercial as opioids and fentanyl kill millions? Sure. Fast food commercials? Sure. Mandatory workouts? No. We're closing down your resources to work out, censoring anybody who disagrees like psychotic, evil dictators who are trying to kill you, and then a couple years later being like, oh yeah, I think maybe we messed up a little bit, but it's okay, we evolved now, we learn from the science. It's like, yeah, making people fatter and less healthy to make them healthier. Once again, surprised that's not number 1. Number 4, the curious case of Kyrie Irving. Even Stephen A. Smith is admitting it's ridiculous now.
Kyrie Irving should have never been prevented or prohibited from playing a game at the Barclays Center this season. The city of New York's rule is bogus, it is ridiculous, and it has no business being in place, and Eric Adams, the mayor, who I like, by the way, needs to step up.
What a hero, Stephen A, man. 2 years into this thing, when everybody officially allows you to question the narrative, you question the narrative. You're a cool guy, Stephen A. Smith. But this was one of the stupidest things of the entire pandemic. So Kyrie Irving couldn't play at the Barclays Center in New York because he was unvaccinated and he was on the Nets. But technically, if an unvaccinated player on another team came to that same stadium in New York, they could play on the opposing team. Because I guess it matters what jersey you have on. This is because of New York City politics and San Francisco politics. And although both parties are rotten and corrupt to the core, the Democratic Party is by far the most evil and psychotic party in our country, and they control local and state politics in New York and San Francisco. So they were responsible for this evil psychotic law. But those same politicians support Black Lives Matter. So as long as you guys are always distracted with some sort of fake social justice activism, you'll never notice who the worst party in this country is. Isn't that interesting how that works? Congratulations, Kyrie Irving. You have the patience of a saint. I would have said a lot more in your position, but you didn't. I think you have the last laugh, my man, and everybody's starting to realize that. Number 3. Wearing a mask to sit at your table at a restaurant.
Excuse me, sir, can you please put on a mask to eat at this restaurant?
The whole time?
No, just for 5 seconds to sit down, and then once you sit down at a chair, you'll take it off, and then I'll wear a mask because I'm the worker, but the patrons don't wear a mask because your air is different from my air, and it really matters when you walk to your seat.
I mean, the fact that people even put up with this is embarrassing. Everybody's like, America deserves freedom. I love America. I want freedom. We don't deserve freedom. If you were ever weak enough, stupid enough to put up with this, I'm sorry. This is like a stress test to see how pathetic we are, and everybody failed. I always complained, or when I was really getting annoyed, I started wearing this because I was like, all right, they won't let me in all these restaurants without a mask when it was really bad. So I would put this on and I'd start yelling at people. I'd be like, hey, you need to make sure to get one of these. You need to get one of these. You know, your mask is not strong enough. I think what you really need is, and I would just troll everybody and like put it on. Kids thought it was hilarious, like kids with their families. But in general, I was just trying to point out the absurdity. It's like, I do want to eat at your restaurant. I don't want to cave to this psychotic demand that literally everybody here knows is nonsense. So I would just do that, put my mask on, and then go crazy on the waitresses and just yell at them and say like, oh my goodness, like you need to get this shield. Your mask is not protecting you enough. It was really, really funny and helped me feel comfortable with sitting down at a restaurant. I couldn't just let it slide and listen to their psycho demands. That's called flipping the script, folks. Number 2, forced masking at casinos, unless of course you're smoking a cigarette, because your air is a danger to the health of everybody around you. Just you simply existing, you're disgusting. Put a mask on. Except if you want to smoke a cigarette. Then take that mask off, breathe that air freely, and suck down God knows what's in those tobacco cigarettes that you buy, because it's probably more than tobacco. Oh yeah, America. That's healthy. Yes. It's beyond words, so I'm just gonna stop talking. Number 1, the craziest, most absurd, backwards, bizarre, new normals. Outdoor, indoor igloos. Hey guys, we shouldn't eat inside. It's too dangerous inside. So what we should do is eat outside, but it's cold or it's too hot outside. So what we should do is create a new outside that's inside. It's inside outside. It's outside inside. Really what it was our ancestors were not pathetic idiots like we are. So they built buildings. You know, they actually built things, constructed things. They made our life expectancy go longer. We had heat, air conditioning, showers, clean water, and then we got stupid in 2020, really long before, but especially in 2020, and decided, what if we didn't use that nice building that someone smarter and stronger than me built, and what if we built the most flimsy, pathetic igloo plastic tent outdoor and made everybody sit there, even though it would be pretty much equivalent to just opening a window in the building. So pathetic, but also really funny. Hopefully you enjoyed my top 10 list. Let me know if you think I left anything off, and I'm trying to make the most of it. It's definitely funny. It was definitely goofy. However, I just pray people learned their lesson from what happened, because to be quite honest, as fun as that was, I hope I never have to make a list like that again. Thanks for watching my channel. God bless you and have a beautiful day. Hey folks, we're already sold out of black hats. Unfortunately, we can only find 7 made in the USA, and we have a limited edition of pink hats, the God Bless hats, and a brand new design, Dream Rare, the green hats. I'll get a better picture once they're stitched. It's gonna look similar to the one that I always wear. Different font for the Dream Rare, same font for the God Bless pink hats, and also we have this Freedom Over Tyranny shirt. Check that out, limited edition of everything made in the USA. Get it before they sell out.